The next piece of your puzzle is audio from the decks through Traktor to your mixer to your speakers. Okay, to start off, you go to Go, Utilities, and then you will pop up the Audio MIDI Setup app. So it reads it proper for you. Audio MIDI Setup app. So open that up. Now I've already created this, but I will go through the steps of how to do it again. Once this is up, you'll see a list of things. Your CDJ350s hooked up via USB. You click on the plus to create a new aggregate device. With that highlighted, you go over to the right hand side of the window and put a check mark and the ones that you want. Oops. Helps to be watching the screen when I do it. So you have the two Pioneer CDJ350s. You don't need to do the resample, that's fine. It just adds extra CPU or workload, which you don't need. So with those on there, aggregate device, the 350s check marked, you would just be able to exit this, but seeing that I've already done this, I'm just going to erase that one. Continue to use this aggregate device I already created. So once you're done that, quit your audio MIDI setup, load up Traktor, now here's a weird thing about Traktor and things on USB. It all depends on which USB device gets initialized first as to what gets assigned. So first off, we will go to Audio Setup, Audio Device, go down the list to Aggregate Device, Core Audio. Put your latency down as low as possible. You've got a pretty good MacBook Pro, so you can put your latency down to about as minimum as you can get. Next up, on your output writing, you'll see listed here as your outputs. 0, 1, 2, 3. It can also show up as front left and front right, which is, don't ask me why, but it's just kind of weird. So once those are set, load up a quick little playlist or whatever, just a track. I'm going to use the control room in Metrum like I've been doing all morning. Go back to here, make sure everything's in control mode and you're set up and good. Hit play. It's working. See channel 1. Channel 1. Channel 2. Channel 2 is working. Final mode. You can see I got the output from your mixer going in to my mixer on channel 4 and then out to the speakers, so you know that it's coming through the external mixing and not through the MacBook itself. And the other thing that you may need to be aware of is if you are in here and deck 1 is coming through channel 2, that means this was initialized first, which means this is now deck left and right, and this is output 2 and 3. So to get everything back to normal, or you don't have to get it back to normal, you would go to Output Routing, and then Output Deck A, which is the one on the left. You would just switch from either front left, front right, to the other pair, Aggregate Device Out 2, Aggregate Device Out 3, whichever one it works. Then make sure everything's lined up left, right, before you start playing out live.